Ibrahim al-Islam, how did he look like? Imam Muhammad narrates from Jabir ibn Abdullah radiallahu anhuma عن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال عرض علي الأنبياء فإذا موسى ضرب من الرجال كأنه من رجال الشنوءة ورأيت عيسى بن مريم فإذا أقرب من رأيت به شبها عروة بن مسعود الثقفي ورأيت إبراهيم فإذا أقرب من رأيت به شبها دحية. He said that I have been shown, all the prophets have been shown to me. Musa was, tall man, like a Shanua people, strong in a different body. This tribe, they're very strong people. And I saw Isa alayhi salam, he was very close in looking, Urwa ibn Mas'ud al-Thaqafi, very likely to him. I saw Ibrahim, the nearest person among all my followers to Ibrahim is Dihya al-Kalbi. He looks like that. Ahmad narrates from Ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhuma, Allah's messenger said, Ra'aytu Isa ibn Maryam wa Musa Ibrahim. I saw Isa ibn Maryam, Musa and Ibrahim. فَأَمَّا Isa فَأَحْمَرُ جَعَدٌ عَرِيدُ الصَّدْرِ. As for Isa, he is red. So when Arab people say red, understand the word. Arab people use the word Abiyad and Ahmar. Abiyad, they mean, though Abiyad means white, but they don't mean white. Abiyad in Arabic language, for Arab people, the color means fair. The Prophet Abiyad. So Abiyad means fair. When they want to say white, they say Ahmar. So like European color or Roman color, they used to call it Ahmar. So Isa was basically more white. You can say to Isa of Ahmar. Ja'adun. His hairs, they are not straight. They are curly. So this is straight. Aridu Sadr and a big chest. Wa amma Musa fa Adamu Jasimun. As for Musa alayhi salam, he is Adam. Adam means the color of Indian people. Means not fair, but not very dark. Something like that. So Musa is Adam. Jasimun, tall man, big body. قالوا له إبراهيم. They said then how Ibrahim looked. قال انظروا إلى صاحبكم يعني نفسه. If you want to know Ibrahim, look at me. So Ibrahim is very similar to me, to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Bukhari narrates from Ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhuma قال صلى الله عليه وسلم أما إبراهيم فانظروا إلى صاحبكم وأما موسى فجعد على جمل أحمر مخطوم بخلبة كأني أنظر إليه إن حضر في الوادي. As for Ibrahim, look at me. As for Musa, so he's this tall and this and that, and I am seeing really that he's walking coming for the Hajj. So it's a different world. The Prophet have been seen. So anyway, this actually, so this how Ibrahim looked like. Ibrahim alayhi salam died in Syria, not in Makkah al-Mukarramah, in Syria or in Palestine, near that, but basically we don't know exactly place. There is no single prophet whose place of birth is known. Nobody. Ibrahim, Musa, Isa, Yaqub, Ishaq, nobody knows where they're buried. People just guess, could be somewhere. And then somebody comes and makes a grave that there could be Ibrahim born. Next generation think, oh, this is the grave. It was just possibility. Some people think, research it. There's no sign of a grave of any prophet. Nobody knows about any prophet with certainty where they're born. I went to Syria with my friends. Once I was in Jabal, Qasiyun. The place came and they said, this is the maqam of one of the prophets that mentioned. So I said, no, I've seen it somewhere else. They said, don't worry, in Syria, with the name of every prophet, there are 100 maqam. 100 places. Everywhere you go, find a grave of the same prophet. The people just keep making, same in India, it's a big business in India. And maybe same in Pakistan. If you, if you become a teacher, nobody cares about you. What you need to do, make a grave. And just sit there and lowering your head. Then people will think you're a big shaykh and they come with money and gift and all those things. You become richest person. Somebody asked one of the persons sitting like there, come, why sitting like I did? Come and work with me. He said, how much are you going to pay? He said, I'm going to pay you 10,000 rupees. He said, come sit with me. I'll give you 20,000 rupees every month. They get more than that. So, you don't understand. In Lucknow, somebody did not find a grave of anybody. But he found a grave of horse of Shaykh. So he made a grave there. Now he's sitting there. So there's a grave of horse and become shrine and people come there and give money. You make anything. Actually, you just invent. One of my teacher, his colleague, he studied in Deoband. From Deoband and he came back, he did not get a job. So he made a grave and sitting there and he became rich. So just it's the easy thing is to make grave. So that's why you can see all these prophets, people make it. If you can make grave of a horse, you become rich. You make any grave, you become rich. That's what people do. This is how people don't take things seriously. That's why I come saying, that's why you need to learn Ibrahim. When you learn Ibrahim, you understand how stupid people are really. Then you know the difference between stupidity and between cleverness.
Shaykh, Ibrahim al-Islam maqam in al-Khalil?
Yeah, so there's nothing, no proof for that, nothing. Khalil. City of Ibrahim is Makkah. Simple matter. Even if Ibrahim was in Khalil, if Akram, no important. The importance of the city that Ibrahim made it in Makkah. City of Ibrahim really is Makkah, not Khalil or not Quds. They are important for other things. But in relation to Ibrahim, the only city Allah mentioned and the Prophet mentioned, the only city we know that Allah respect is Makkah. Makkah is Ibrahim's city. That is a city which Ibrahim really cared. He made everything haram. He built a house there. That is city. He did not build any house in Khalil. He did not build a bayt there. No temple there. No Hajj there. Ibrahim never made a Hajj there. This is the place which Ibrahim cared. This is the place which Ibrahim made for al-Nas, for all the people. This is the place where Ibrahim has been call for Hajj. That is Ibrahim's place. That's why, like now the people have started this new bidah. Everywhere they go to Baitul Maqdis and all those things. This is not right way. People like Imam Malik and all these people, they never liked it. You can go to Baitul Maqdis once. That's fine because it is also one of those places. But to go every year to do like that, not right. People should go to Makkah and Medina. Makkah, Umrah is, if you do as much as possible, most reward. But to make ziyarat of this place very often, all the time, frequently going there, this never has been this religion. And you especially going to all these maqamat, companions came to Baitul Maqdis, they never went to Khalil. No companion ever traveled to Khalil to see the city of Ibrahim, because that's not city of Ibrahim. They never went to see grave. No companion, no tabi, never found any record anybody gave any importance to Khalil. But now people go and visit all this thing. They have so much. I wrote my travel journey about Syria, my travel to Baitul Maqdis. In that one, I discuss all these matters very clearly. Those Syrian people, Palestine people don't like. Actually, there is forward also by Imam of al-Masjid. He wrote forward, but he said to me that some of these things that you mentioned, I don't agree. But anyway, he liked the book. Certainly, he will not agree because many of these things they keep teaching, and I criticize those things very strongly. He said to me, "You don't need this thing in your book. Remove this. Still, your book is fine." So I said, "No, people need this thing. They need to know reality. Khalil is not city of Ibrahim. City of Ibrahim is Makkah al-Mukarramah. So if people have respect, should respect for Makkah, not Khalil. Khalil maybe, but this is not important city. City in relation to Ibrahim is only Makkah al-Mukarramah. That only city Quran mentioned, and that only city the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The city of Ibrahim is Makkah al-Mukarramah, and city of the Prophet Muhammad is Medina. Actually, Makkah means Medina. Makkah in Ibrahim's language is Medina. Makkah means the city, and Medina means the city. So Makkah means city of Ibrahim. Medina means the city of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That both words mean the same thing. That was still actually some cities are Ba'al Bak. Baal is idol. Bak means city. City of the Bak. Baal. Ba'al Bak. Bak means city in that language. That's why first time when Makkah is mentioned in the Quran, Lalladhi be Bakkata, to remind you that Ibrahim named Bakkah, not Makkah. Name given by Ibrahim was Bakkah. In language of Ibrahim, Bakkah means city, like Ba'al Bak. Then a Ba became Mim, because Qarib al-Makhraj, the Ba and Mim are very close in Makhraj, so the people change Ba into Mim. That's what happened. The name of the city was Bakkah means the city, and city of Ibrahim. That's what happened. The city of Ibrahim is Makkah al-Mukarramah, not Khalil. Anyway, Ibrahim al-Islam fell ill and died maybe in Khalil. And when he died, according to some people, he was 175 years old or something like that. Certainly, we know that he was not buried in Makkah al-Mukarramah. He buried in Syria. But exact place I mentioned is not known really. Ibrahim al-Islam really, one thing, his quality is that Quran, one verse makes very clear how he was in his life. Inna Ibrahima la halimun awwahum munib. That's what Ibrahim. That's what people need to do. A companion came to the Prophet, a group of the people came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The leader was Ashaj Abdul Qais. When he came, first thing he had a bath, nice clothes. Then he came to shake hands with the Prophet. What we do when we go to anywhere, we rush to meet the people, say salam on the grave of the Prophet, rush to do Umrah and this and that. What this companion did, first he had a bath, prepared properly, then he came to the Prophet. So the Prophet said to him, Ya Ashaj, inna fika la khaslatayn yuhibbuhum Allah wa rasuluhu. Oh Ashaj, you have got two characters, two important characters. which Allah and His Messenger love that. So he said, what they are? He said, al-hilm wal-anat. You are halim. You think, then you do. Al-kanat, you take your time. Patient. You don't rush. Hilm is thinking, then doing. For every single thing, think, then do, it is hilm. Like anger. When you become angry, you should think really, do I need to be angry or not? So if you think, then become angry, you halim. Then your anger will go away. Because you don't need to be angry. Most time, 99% time, you don't need to be angry. Halim people don't become angry. But when they become angry, they are firm. Because anger comes after thinking. So Hilm is the person who controls all his emotions. Or emotions and feelings, hunger, anger, all the love and hatred, everything has full control. He thinks, then he does. Ibrahim Islam's quality in Ibrahim al-Halim. Ibrahim al-Halim. Ibrahim is a thinker. He thinks, then he does. He thinks, then he says. He thinks, then he expresses love and hatred. First he thinks, he measures, everything he analyzes properly. Then after that he behaves. His mind is so powerful. Not like us people, become impressed by something. Ibrahim never become impressed. You can't impress Ibrahim. Ibrahim never can be impressed because he think. Our people, they become impressed, then they realize, oh, they was wrong. It was not impressive thing. Because you become impressed for wrong things. Even thinker people, they go deeply. Like, consider really, many people who buy so many products, how they buy? By being impressed. There are TV people, advertising, it is big business. Advertising actually is big business. They teach you how to advertise, how to be fool people. Basically, advertising means to be fool people. Because people are stupid anyway. So how you exploit their stupidity, that means advertising. The woman will come on the TV, ugly. Then she puts on a cream. She becomes good. So next, what the women will do, they'll rush to the shops and buy the cream. And they apply the cream, it's still ugly. Then they complain to the producer that, I followed your instruction and nothing happened. They say, no, you don't know. We have changed it. Now we developed further, modified it. Now new version, new product. Then they buy new product all their life. From newer, they never change. Because they don't think. And Ibrahim is, Inna Ibrahim ala halimun awwahum munib. Ibrahim thinks. The mind, it does. Nobody can, impress him. You can't impress Ibrahim. Ibrahim never can impress. Make any advertising, anything. You can't impress Ibrahim. He thinks. He goes deeper. There are people like that. No philosophy, no magic can work. Thinkers, people never impressed by Aristotle. They can't think how false is Aristotle's philosophy. Because they're thinkers. Ibrahim the Halim. Awwah. Ibrahim is also awwah. What means awwah? Awwah means Ibrahim is a very kind person. Kind heart. His heart becomes in pain very quickly. Any problem, Ibrahim feels first. Like in our time, really. In our time, people say, oh, it is your problem. Ibrahim makes everybody's problem his own problem. He's called awwah. He feels pain. He cries. He's so kind for the people. In any problem in the humanity, it is Ibrahim's problem. If somebody is hungry, Ibrahim feels pain. Somebody has trouble, Ibrahim feels pain. Ibrahim is so kind, so much pain in the heart. Allah loves that really. The one hand, Ibrahim is such a thinker. Second thing is Ibrahim loves everybody. Ibrahim thinks about everybody. Ibrahim is kind to everybody. Ibrahim has pain for everybody. He's a man of the pain. Awwah, munib. That's what the Quranic. That's why this verse is revealed. Because what happens is, when I just went to punish lots of people, Ibrahim said, no, don't go there. Oh Allah, delay them, give them more time. Yujadiluna fi qawmi Lut. Ibrahim started arguing us because he loves people. He's so kind. Lut people are worse people. Punishment has come from the heaven. They want and just want to destroy those people. Still Ibrahim does not allow and just to go and punish. And he started arguing Allah. Yujadiluna jidal. Jidal means argument. Ibrahim started fighting Allah, arguing Allah. No, don't punish them. So Allah said to Ibrahim, no, time has come. Now Ibrahim, you can't stop it. Time has come, now punishment will come. It is never going to be changed. So people will think Ibrahim is wrong. Allah said, no, Ibrahim is not wrong. In Ibrahim, la halimun awwahum munib. The reason Ibrahim did this is because Ibrahim has pain. Ibrahim is a great man, chosen person. That's how the messengers are, like Isa Islam. On the day of judgment, Allah will ask Isa Islam, did you command the people to worship you and your mother? Allah, Isa said, no, as long as I was there, I saw, but when I died, you know more than me. When you took me away, I never said. And then Isa said to the people, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, oh Allah, if you punish them, you're right, because you can, and if you forgive them, innaka antal azizul hakim, you can forgive them. Even the people who worship other than Allah, do shirk, Still Isa is thinking if Allah can forgive them. That's how prophets are. They find any excuse for people to forgive. Not like us really. If somebody becomes Deobandi, Barelvi, we curse them, fight them, don't pray with them, let them go to hell. If Allah gives us the key for the hell, then everybody, all the gurus will be in the hell. Muslims now want Khilafah. I tell you, in a Khilafah, Muslims get Khilafah in this country, then 90% Muslims will be killed by that Khalifa. Because that Khalifa will have a group. He will be a Deobandi or Barelvi or Salafi or something. First thing he will do, get rid of all these groups. And my group will come. That's what we'll do. Not like Ibrahim even want unbelievers to stay. Even the people for whom punishment came from the heaven and just come with a punishment. Worse people. And the messenger is his own nephew, Lut al-Islam. He is in suffering with these people. They have done insult to Lut al-Islam. He has every reason to take revenge. He should be happy. The punishment came. Was he happy? No. Ibrahim was in pain. When punishment came, Ibrahim felt pain. Not only pain, he argued Allah, oh Allah, don't punish them. Delay them more. يُجَادِلُونَ فِي قَوْمِ لُوطٍ. Allah said, no, Ibrahim, you can't now stop me. You can't stop me. I respect you. You are my Khalil. But this punishment never can stop. In Atihim, this will come. Then people could think bad about Ibrahim. Allah does not want people to think bad about Ibrahim. So Allah said, in Ibrahim, la halimun awwahun munib. Pain. But with the pain comes, people are again problem. People become so much deep in the pain of the people, they forget the Lord. Sometimes they start cursing him. They say, if Allah exists, how can it be, things happen in Syria and Iraq and children are killed? It means Allah does not exist. If Allah exists, how can He let this happen? That's what people do really. When people get the pain of the people, they come on the other stream. They forget Allah, they start cursing Him really. They forget Him, they become unbeliever. They think if Allah exists, how can He let problem happen in the world? How can all these things happen? It means they know Allah. Ibrahim is different. Munib, when Ibrahim feels pain, he turns to his Lord. He says, oh my Lord, these your people suffering, help them. He comes to his Lord. Munib, he does not turn away from Munibun, he comes to his Lord. See, three qualities, amazing qualities, that Ibrahim's whole life is like that. In Ibrahim, la halimun awwahun munib. Halim thinks, then says. Thinks, then it does. Thinks, then feels. His feelings, his actions, his words are under the control of his mind. His mind is superior to every single thing. Firm mind, sound thinking. And then Allah feels the pain of the people. Anybody has a pain, it is Ibrahim's pain. Ibrahim will say, your problem, my problem. What we say, oh, it is your problem. I don't care. No. Ibrahim knows everybody's problem is Ibrahim's problem first. But when the problem comes, Ibrahim does not turn to the people. He turns to Allah to solve the problem. In Ibrahim, la halimun awwahun munib. So this is the way of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Now what actually I want really to teach is, this is a summary, real thing is Millah of Ibrahim. That I want to teach you really, and what means. And this word has been come into Quran. Before Ibrahim, there was no Millah, only Deen. First time in the history of the mankind, Millah comes after Ibrahim. Before Ibrahim, you only find Deen. Nuh alayhi salam comes with the Deen. Ibrahim is the first man, Deen and Millah both. Because Deen alone did not help people. Deen needs something else which can make it to continue. That new thing is given to Ibrahim. So then it is more guarantee that Deen will survive. But problem is Allah does everything. If we don't do, how can survive? Allah gave Millah to make Deen survive. And we are now, even don't know what Millah means. Tell me, how can Deen survive? So we got everything. If you got in your house, every single thing for your cure and for you, but you don't know what your house has got, nothing will help you. If you have got a pharmacy, all the medicine are there, but you don't know how to use them, it's not going to help you. If you have got in the Quran all the cure for every problem, but you don't know really these things in the Quran, how can you use them? You never know what Millah means. Tell me how you can be cured. Tell me if Allah commands you must follow Millah of Ibrahim, and you don't know Millah, how can you follow it? If Allah makes obligatory, what you know really, Hanafi madhab, Maliki madhab, Shafi madhab, Deobandi, Bareli, that you keep following. Actually, when you don't follow that, you just follow their names, belonging. You belong to Deobandi people. You are not like Ashraf Ali Thanvi or Maula Gangohi. You even don't know who they are. You just belong. Belonging become your religion. You belong to Bareli school. You don't know who Ahmad Raza Khan was. You belong to Salafi school. You don't know what Salafi school is. Even you don't know to understand them. You made belonging your religion. Belonging never helps. You need to understand the meaning properly. It is not enough that you say, if somebody insults Ibrahim, many people will be killed. That's not what Allah wants from you. He wants you to know who Ibrahim was. Tell me, if Allah commands you to follow Millah of Ibrahim, then what it means? How can you follow if you don't know what Millah means? Isn't it really amazing that we people read the Quran and we learn to follow Millah of Ibrahim, but even if we don't know it, we never make effort to know what Millah is. So how can you follow it? Do you ever think really what Millah is? Even the Prophet Mohammad has been commanded to follow Millah of Ibrahim. I mentioned in the Quran, I mentioned the verse when Allah said to Prophet ﷺ, ثُمَّ أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَيْكَ أَنِ اتَّبِعْ مِلَّةَ إِبْرَاهِيمَ حَنِيفًا. O Prophet Muhammad, then we revealed to you that you must follow Millah of Ibrahim. Quran said, وَمَنْ أَحْسَنُ قَوْلًا وَمَنْ أَحْسَنُ دِينًا مِمَّنْ أَسْلَمَ وَجْهَهُ لِلَّهِ وَهُوَ مُحْسِنٌ وَاتَّبَعَ مِلَّةَ إِبْرَاهِيمَ حَنِيفًا. Who is better than those who surrender themselves to Allah when they are sincere and they follow Millah of Ibrahim? Millah of Ibrahim. Quran keeps bringing Millah of Ibrahim all the time, and it is something we don't learn really. So what Millah of Ibrahim is really? It's not easy to learn. It is a deep thing. That why people always love symbols. All the hadiths which are weak and fabricated. You know what the hadiths are? All those hadiths belong to things which are belonging and something superficial, that's all. You never can find any single hadith fabricated which tells you, when you read the Quran, think and understand. Is there any hadith about that? There are no hadiths fabricated to understand the Quran, to think in the Quran. There are no hadiths have been fabricated to learn Millah of Ibrahim. All the hadiths were fabricated as the superficial thing to attract common people. Because people don't want to think. Thinking is a very, very difficult thing. To understand something most difficult. That's why fabricators of the hadith, they are not deep people. So they fabricate, if you read Surah Yasin, this will happen. If you read Surah Mulk, this will happen. If you read this Surah, this will happen. It is. They never invent a hadith. If you understand Surah Kahf, this will happen. Is there any hadith for that? Is there any hadith if you understand what Surah Mulk means, you get this reward? Is there any hadith you understand what Qul Huwallahu Ahad means, you get this reward? All the fabrications are for what? Just simple reading with the lips. No fabrication about understanding, because they know these fabricators, if we invent hadiths like that, nobody will follow that anyway. So I fabricate something which is easier to the fabricate. Fabricators also know us that we are not thinkers, we don't think anything. Look at all weak hadiths. All weak hadiths are nothing to do with thinking. Thinking thing always sound, only sound knowledge can do. Quran tells you, no fabricated hadith come in the Quran. Quran only talks you something serious. Quran says Millah. It is really something different. Actually, it's not really easy to explain, but I will make effort actually. That a very nice Persian poetry. Bar zaban kuflast, udar dil razha, lab khamosh, wa dil pur az awazha. He wants to say this is something nobody can explain. Millah of Ibrahim, nobody can explain. Why? Because when you explain, bar zaban kuflast, there's a lock on the tongue. If the tongue is locked, how can you explain something? Before explanation, tongue has been locked. Wadar dil razha, and the heart is full of secrets. It wants to come out to explain to you what Millah means, but the tongue cannot respond because it has a lock. Lab khamosh wa dil pur az awazha. The lips are silent; they don't open, and then heart is full of sound. There are so many sounds in the heart; they want to come out, but the lips does not allow because it is closed, and the tongue is locked. It is not very easy. It is very, very difficult thing to understand. But basic thing really is, Deen becomes a culture if there is no Millah. It is simple matter. I tell you, when you have Millah of Ibrahim, then Deen is Deen. That's actually what Jews do really. Jews wanted to have a Deen without Millah. That is Judaism is a culture. A Deen without Millah. That's why Isa Islam came to bring the life to the Deen of Jewish people, but they did not accept him. They made effort to kill him. Same thing for us really. Deen without Millah of Ibrahim, just a dead body, just a culture. Tell me really, when you go to a gym, to what happens? You expect the fruit result after 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You want to make muscles, you want to lose weight, you want to be fit, and all that. All this is keep coming after a few weeks. We go for the prayers every day 5 times. Month of Ramadan, we keep fasting, paying zakat. Do we feel any change? Next Ramadan comes, same thing will happen. Next prayer, same thing happen. Does it improve us anything? Why not? It's a culture. Culture does not improve. You eat same food every day, same thing. Same culture doesn't become better Indian. Tell me, if you follow Indian culture, you become better Indian. It's still same Indian, like any other Indian. You eat biryani once or every day, same Indian. Not you are more Indian because you eat more biryani. Because culture does not make any sense. It's just same culture, keep repeating, nothing happens. Same for Muslims. We have same prayer every day. It's still same people. Or do we change? Do we become something better? Nothing. Keep praying, it's still same. What is the reason? Do you think really what happens? If for anything else, things change. People expect change. You go to school and your children go to school, you expect changes. But tell me really, we people follow the religion all the life, but no change comes. Why? Because the religion has become a culture. It is not a religion. So how religion becomes a religion? It becomes a religion with the millah.